in interest in hobbies, saying that he had only interest because hobbies cost money. To
Is
be
that
honest,
George Carlin?
yeah. To be honest, I hadn't thought of it like that. I just will use hobby for everything. But that also got me thinking on just how much time, money, and effort we can end up spending with hobbies. Someone once told me that a hobby should be for your free time, and if it is interfering with things that you should be doing, then it is time to stop and reevaluate your routines. I guess that also can be the case that hobby is just not as enticing anymore, becomes harder to obtain the materials or find people for it, etc. So have you guys ever reached a point where you had to quit any of your hobbies? And then I got like the first person saying, I used to love to draw and to do arts and craft, but I quit because my art teacher in high school said that my art will never amount to anything. She even gave me a D in her class. It was very discouraging, and ever since I developed a mental block and I just can't do it anymore. And that kind of got me. Like, so I was saying, like, oh, that's horrible. No teacher should do that. Drawing takes practice like everything to develop your skills. If you like drawing and craft, I wouldn't really want you to quit them. If you enjoy them and keep on doing it, and if you will keep improving. And if you already were proud of your arts and drawings and you like them the way they are, then your teacher can go and suck on lemon. Art is all about creativity, so it is subjective.
Yes.
I bet your teacher will say the same to the guy who drew this. And that is Pablo Picasso.
Yeah.
Many know him for his unorthodox art, but as you can see in the painting, I shows us the link in his name. So you can actually see in his glory. Okay, so
Pablo Picasso is the prime example of that drawing you show to people and they have that first impression of, what the fuck is that? Is it made by a 12-year-old?
That's another Picasso. Like, I'll show you the friggin'
hyperrealism.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say, no, it's by Picasso, people are like,
I'll pay.
oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just, that's where it started.
Yeah.
You know, like, he was the first sort of, I don't know, mindfuckery of artists.
Yeah. The man started up being hyper-realistic, ruled by perfectionists, trying to make pictures that look almost like pictures. He decided, screw that noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then I linked to this piece of the lady, the seated woman.
Yeah.
And rather than just trying to reflect reality, to paint it to express his feelings, he admired the spontaneity of children. And then I put a few of the quotes that I really like. The world today doesn't make sense, so why should I paint pictures that do? That one for me is like, the world today doesn't make sense, so why should I paint pictures that do?
Exactly.
That was like
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing we know. There is nothing we know for sure, so why should we paint pictures, write stories, write poetry, make YouTube videos that we know, like, we're so concerned
for them to make sense if the world doesn't.
There's nothing we can be certain of, so why are we acting like we're certain of something?
So that for me was like I hadn't heard that quote by him, but then I really, really liked it. And then the other one is, art is not the application of a canon of beauty, but what the instinct and the brain can conceive beyond any canon. And then he puts us an example. When we love a woman, we don't start measuring her limbs.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, there you go.
I can't say he's a genius because he was just an honest,
humble man.
He
was telling you how he felt.
Exactly how we all feel, really. But we're so brainwashed and indoctrinated to think of measuring things and organizing them into numbers, even people, that we've lost our way. We've completely lost our way as human beings.
Yes. I think it's because we live in these societies that are so big now, instead of being these tiny communities where everybody knows each other. You have his pros, but it has its cons, but they also had that pro, like you all have a role in that community. Everybody knew each other. Everybody, like, you felt that you belong. Like, that was your tribe, that was your crew. And that let you flourish because they will accept, everybody doing different things without having to compete. One person will be good doing the wood, other person will be good with the metals, other person, or one family on each kind of business. But now everything, like, is a sea, especially now that we're in the internet days, like you're freaking competing against thousands of people in the world also
Millions
to make it. Yeah, thousands that want to make it. No, stop it! Look at that, you got it all right. And then the one that you like, it took me 4 years to paint like Raphael.
Yes.
And then I linked to one of the works of Raphael. It's actually his paintings that you like.
Very hyper realistic, yeah.
But a lifetime to paint like a child. So please don't let the opinion of one bitter person tell you that what your art should look like, or if you have any chance or not to amount to anything.
Yes.
Go visit an art museum and just see how diverse it is. We all got our own interpretation, so don't be afraid to explore and find yours. And like, it's just because when I read that, it's just like, don't do that to a high school kid. How fucking dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, no, well, the education system is completely wrought. Like, you go through a funnel.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through this funnel and you all come out exactly the way they intend you to.
Yes, because the educational system was made up with the idea of it being a
success failure sort of
factory.
Yeah.
A factory.
Yeah.
You in the education system, the whole idea is that you learn about respecting the authority, doing as you're told, and KPIs.
Producing results.
Yes. So it is a system that was spread. Now it is worldwide, but really, like, there hasn't been a proper. Hang on, the things that is not working with it, let's actually try to change them. Let's actually try to polish. You have a few schools that are trying alternative methods, but they have to finance themselves, and obviously, like, it's hard to see those alternatives to get much traction. Or to find the actual good ones from people that are just trying to do, like a quick scam. But it is a big thing. Like you had, I don't know, like in ancient Greek, they talk about how it was like an open thing. You will go with whoever was the master and what they were teaching, and it was kind of like a free and open, like you just go and join whatever you wanted to. It wasn't priced. It wasn't, it's like you have to study if you want to be like I was studying to be just call it computer science, engineer and computer systems, and I had to relearn chemistry and a bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But that's how the school is, it puts you a bunch of stuff regardless if you are interested in it.
That's absolutely ridiculous to me.
Well, in Greek, like I say, it was that you used to go to whatever you
wanted to do.
Yeah, at the age you wanted to do.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Like you have the kids.
What life's about. You do what you want to do.
Like how you tell how natural it is as a kid having to be sitting in a frigging classroom for hours without moving, without doing anything. It's not like some of those museums that are for kids, that you play and that's how you learn. Because a lot as a kid, that's how you learn things.
Yeah, by playing.
By playing, by experiencing them yourself.
And not just as a kid. That's just how you learn as an adult, as a human being. You just you play, you fail, you get hurt, and you learn well not to do that again or do that differently.
You could say that there's like a few differences between some kids, or adults, I guess. Because some are more visual, some are more touchy, some are more like they need to understand the theory before they can grasp it. But the system that we have right now is not trying to accommodate to all of them. You all have to do it exactly the same way. You have to get exactly, the same.
Like a factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like I say, it's no surprise.
So us freaks who think differently and want to create and have honesty in our expression and our creations are the first to be judged.
Yeah, because on this factory of life that we're being, growing up since education. Education, it is all about preparing you for the adult world. And the adult world, as they say to us, is about getting a job and making enough money to survive. So you learn as you're growing up that your value as an adult is completely related.
What does that mean?
To what kind of jobs you have.
I don't understand that.
And that's also bring the taboos for the creative things, because many people don't understand what are the practical applications. And creative people often gets told to get a real job, like people that are in YouTube full time and they're actually getting an earning there. They're told to get a real job. They should not be paid for it.
They hate.
Like, like no matter how much effort you put in it, like people don't realize just how much effort goes editing a video, creating it, and doing different things, like, and same with the drawings, people.
Any artist has to deal with that effort of creating something, but also with creating something comes with a lot of parts. A lot of parts goes into creating something. There's the inspiration. There's the getting into it and doing it. There's also the research and planning of it. There's the editing of it. There's the marketing of it, and there's also post-marketing where you kind of have to. It's like the PR side where you have to keep up an image of who you are as an artist, or
the consistency.
Yeah, the consistency of it. And there's the dealing with preachy, selfish, entitled trolls who never have created anything in their life and cannot understand what it is to create instead of consume. And to me, I will have no time for them, or I will never listen to them. But yeah, there are people who do. Yeah, but yeah.
Fair enough. It is like you're always gonna have people like that. Like it's common, like for example, people on Twitter that I follow that are artists, they usually complain about people expecting them to do art for free, especially if it's people that know them, So like if you're an artist, if you draw,
do art for free.
They ask you, oh, can you draw me? And they're expecting you to go, yes, like I will draw you and I will draw it for free whenever you ask me for. And they minimize too. It's kind of weird because people can tell you at the same time, oh, I could not do that. That's not something I can do. Like I can only draw, stick figures. So can you draw me for free? Like they're acknowledging that there's a skill that you have to develop. I don't know if people, I guess it's like a lack of confidence in some people. They don't think that they can get any better than the stick figures, but we all started with the stick figures. That artist you're asking started with the stick figures. They started doodling when probably they were like 4 years old, before they understood. The thing is that probably they enjoy doing that at some point of their life, and then it is doing it and doing it and doing it, whether it is for fun, whatever it is because they wanted to get better and try to study. They spend hours after hours to get to the skills they have. And so people can see that there's a skill there. There is no, like instantly. But at the same time, they still cannot see the value because it's just a drawing. And I can understand in a way because I agree with the idea that it is a luxury. Like I can expect people to want to pay for a painting, to want to paint for a drawing, especially nowadays that a lot of people sell digital, to pay money for it when there's other pressing matters that are more like a need. But at the same time, a lot of people don't realize just how much importance it is for the creative arts. Like people laugh at the people who made logos and stuff, but everybody you look, there's a logo. That book you're reading has a logo that someone create. There's a cover someone create. The signs, like the bullet boards, they have those adverts in the magazines. Everything
That's someone's
is craft.
talent. Yeah, exactly.
Everything is craft by creative people.
Mm-hmm.
But people, like there's many that don't understand that there is a place for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they see it as this taboo, you're just gonna die poor if you purchase something like that, and that if you want to live in the real world, you must, it's okay to have it.
Job.
Yeah, it's okay to have it as a hobby. It's okay to just, but most of people won't encourage others to keep going at that and keep going seriously.
I think human beings are way more capable of love and art and creativity. They have way more potential than just having a job to survive. I think everyone can be an artist. I think everyone has a creative side of them, but in the education system, it's what's the word? Suppressed. It's suppressed by you must be good, you must be skillful in the art you choose, or you will not succeed and you will not have a job in that.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, there is no point in it. And I think that's the greatest tragedy to ever hit humanity in today's modern world. And I don't think that's a hyperbole in any sense. I think that is the truth. I think it's a tragedy because the human mind is evolved to create greatness. It's evolved to evolve. It's aware of its evolution. It has laughter. It creates laughter. Laughter is a gift to humankind. It creates a way to get through struggles. Laughter is just a symptom of art. Art is what has got it. It's helped humans cope with their emotions. This emotional turmoil of adapting to this weird mind that is self-aware of its own death and its own existence. And I think it's a huge tragedy that money, of course, has gone in the way, because we want them taxpayers, we want them to have a good job, we want them to be we want to categorize certain people to be taxpayers or dole bludgers, and that's what's important, not progressing the species, or not progressing or evolving the human mind and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about new ideas or breaking the box or fucking the box. You know, like it's about conforming and shutting up and getting a job and stop your childish ideas of looking out the window and thinking your maths teacher is the boring piece of shit. I think that's the greatest tragedy that human species has devolved into, to be honest.
Well, it is, I feel like it's something natural in our psychology that we have come to reject lately. I don't remember what I read, but I believe I read something on the lines about the humans are the beings that have that childlike features, like the imagination, to last a lot longer than other species.
Yeah.
You know, so basically it is natural, but we reject that part of us.
Why?
We want to.
Why? Why?
Well, you say yourself, like, this is part of a system where they don't want people straying away from it, you know.
To be freaks.
Yeah. It's in latest year has become a little bit more difficult now. Like, since you mentioned the money, like, just think how our parents were able to feed us and keep us, back in the day. And, like, they didn't have to work that long to be able to afford things. But right now, like, we don't have kids. And, like, a few months ago, I was working, you were working. And even so, we were talking about how having a kid will make things hard for us.
Maybe a dog. Make it,
Yeah. But yeah, just think about that. That's us,
maybe a car.
both of us working. Like,
yeah.
So the solution will be that one of us will have to work more hours, which will mean, less time to be with a kid. And that's something that happens too often with, like, how does a single mother does this? Because this person has to take the role that both of us are taking and then some more right now. So we'll have to basically work from noon, like from dawn to the night, to late night. And then who'll take care of the kid? How is this gonna work out? So most humans, they have no time. They really have no time to indulge in the creativity, because there's limited ways that you can indulge in your creativity when you are in a job. Everything has to follow a certain procedure. There's protocols, there's stuff, certain way you have to do it. There's some people who find ways to put the creativity and put in the limits and, like, somehow still get a little bit out of it, but there's only so much they can do. And it really depends what it is, because even the people who you can say are technical, like those people who open up clocks and to see what is inside, I find them to be creative. It's just a different kind of thing, especially when they also,
it's a curiosity.
Yes. And that's good. It is good.
Yes.
And I think curiosity is what starts the art.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you go into is usually out of curiosity. It's usually, how does this work?
Yeah.
See, and then you trying to do it, and then you find out that you like it, so you do it some more. And before you know it, you gain some skills. And then you reach that point where you are intermediate. And at that point, it's going to become actual work, like, it's no longer just the pleasure of it. This is when you come in your decision in your life that if you want to keep on honing your skills, you need to do actual research now. There may be some basics that are not as exciting as when everything was new. I am sure, it doesn't matter if we're talking YouTube or painting or guitar or anything. It's that point. And then that's also the point where you get hypercritical of yourself, because you get it's like you develop two things. You develop your skills to judge your art and other people's art related to what you're doing, and the skill of your art as you're doing it. So, and for example, for me in drawings, it's common that I see my drawing and I think that I'm drawing worse than how I used to draw 2 years ago, because I remember my drawing from 2 years ago seemed so much perfect than what I'm seeing right now. But what is going on is that my skill to perceive the art has gotten better, so I can see more imperfections now that I used to be able to see back then. So most of the times when I actually pick up the piece of paper that I'm thinking of that drawing, I realize that it's not nearly as perfect as I remember it. But that's because I'm become better because of the hours I have spent at it. So even if I'm feeling I'm not progressing from that drawing for 2 years ago, at the very least, my perception to understand how the drawing should look has gotten so much better. Then I can pick up a lot more mistakes than before. And this is something very frustrating for an artist, because that's when you start to feel like you're not being good at it. And it doesn't help having people around telling you that you are, the stuff that you're doing is not worth it, because it's creative and you should be getting
money.
Yeah, like how are you planning to be a billionaire with it? That's the only thing,
No one plans on being a billionaire.
No, I'm sure many people do. Like, no, I'm not saying that all the people that are millionaires plan to get to that stage, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are eager to make it big.